What's going on YouTube? Brandon Lechuga here. I thought I'd make a quick video. I'm in my Dodge Nitro right now, driving around for work. Got some work equipment right there in the back. Thought I'd make a quick video on the maintenance and how much it's cost to own, the Nissan GT-R. I've had the car for about coming up on 4 months now, so I thought I'd do a quick review on it. Sorry the camera's so shaky. The road's always so bad, which is one of the reasons why I don't drive it as a daily, because in Colorado, with the weather, the roads really just get torn up pretty bad. So, but anyways, thought I'd make a quick video on what it's like the maintenance and everything, how much I've spent on the car to keep it up and running, everything like that. So I've put 1,500 miles on the car. Like I said, I've owned the car for a little bit, around 4 months. So it's about about 400 miles a month that I put on the car. I did drive it back from Chicago, didn't have any problems. So yeah, so far the most I've spent on the car is roughly $27. And the only reason it's only been, well, besides gas, but I've only spent $27 because going from Chicago to Colorado, the altitude change is a little bit different. So I think the pressure from coming up to this high of an altitude made it leak a little bit. Some of the clamps, whatever clamps on the car that were originally on there, the stock ones, they were actually stock, were leaking. So it was actually leaking from my coolant. So I started the car one day, came out, saw a huge puddle of coolant, and I'm like, oh man, great, what's going on? So I pop the hood, I look in it, and it's just it's leaking from the hose. But yeah, so it's leaking from the hose, but it's leaking right where one of the clamps would go. So I'm like, okay. So I just went, got a clamped it down, and started the car again, checked it out, and nothing. So yeah, so fixing the hose, it wasn't the hose leaking, it was actually just, like I said, the altitude. I think the pressure might have changed it or something. So yeah, I switched that out, got some more coolant, from the Nissan dealership. That was like 20-25 bucks, and the clamp was I bought a box of them, or a bag of them, and it was I think it was maybe $3 for a big old bag of them. So it wasn't really expensive, but that's really all I've spent on the car maintenance wise. Pretty soon I'm going to do an oil change here to excuse me, I'm going to do an oil change here pretty soon to get the car ready for winter. But I also bought Plasti Dip, so I'm going to Plasti Dip it, so that's going to come up here pretty soon. I'm not going to reveal what color yet, I'll do that in the video. So other than that though, I really haven't spent that much money. Gas, I use the 91 octane because I haven't been able to tune it yet, so it's still running off of 91, but in Chicago it's running off 93, and I checked, it's okay to use 91. It's, like I said, the altitude. But other than that, the gas, it takes from E to full, it only takes about $30 to fill it up, so that's not bad. So roughly fill that up every maybe 2-3 weeks. So every 2 or 3 weeks I spend $30 on gas on the GT-R, because again, it's not a daily driver. I only use it on the weekends, and here pretty soon the weather's not going to be nice anymore, so I'll be done driving it, and that's when I'm going to start doing all the projects on it over the winter while it's in the garage. But yeah, so gas, $30 every 2 weeks. And then, like I said, the coolant leak was $28, and that's really all I've spent, was to fix that coolant leak and to, gas and insurance. So the insurance isn't too bad, actually. The insurance for, what was it, for everything, my insurance company kind of scared me, because so it's going to be 300 and, sorry about that, I'll just hold it 1 second. So my insurance, they called me, and they're like, hey, so your total bill with they're like, your bill is going to be, what was it, I think it was $360 for the GT-R, and I'm like, what? $360 a month? And I'm like, what, are you kidding me? So I kind of freaked out. Then they told me that was $360 for everything. You know, I have my homeowner's insurance through them. I have my the GT-R, the Challenger, the truck, the Kawasaki, everything's through them. So when they said it was $360, I was like kind of freaking out. So insurance really isn't that much on it. It's not bad. But yeah, so far the maintenance I've spent on the car has only been like $26. I'm gonna do an oil change here pretty soon. I was doing some research, and if you take your car in to get an oil change at the dealership, you're looking at close to $100, roughly around $100 plus, because you know, with the mechanics, they you have to have a special GT-R mechanic to work on it. So which I agree with most of everything on it except oil changes. It's a car. An oil change is an oil change. Besides when it's like on a Lamborghini, because I've looked into that, and you know, you have 2 drain plugs on a Lamborghini, but then you just have an oil filter and you have to fill it up with like, I think it was like 5 quarts, start the car, let it run for a minute, turn it off, and then do it again. But that's totally different. So anyways, oh, there goes the gas light. Need to get gas. Anyways, yeah, so I spent like $27 on maintenance. Not bad at all. I'm gonna do the oil change. I think the oil change altogether is gonna run close to maybe like $40 at most. So it's nothing ridiculous, nothing too expensive, and then I'll be done for the year with it. Like I said, you know, it's been a great car. I haven't really had any problems with it. I'm just gonna get that Cobb tuner with the TCM tune included in it, so I can do the transmission, get it switched to E85, and just do all that, and hopefully try to get close to 650, if not the 7s, with the horsepower. Have to do a few more things, turn up the boost a little bit, check out what size fuel. I'm pretty sure there's 1,000cc injectors in there right now, but I'm not completely sure, so we're gonna tear it apart come the winter and check out and see what's all going on in there and just build it up. And then I think once I hit around 700 horsepower, I'm gonna be done, and that should be good for that car. And then the new build for the Challenger is coming. I've been debating on getting a new Challenger, but I think I'm gonna just throw a supercharger in it, get it professionally tuned, and we will see what it's putting down. So stay tuned. I haven't fully decided if I'm gonna do that yet. The supercharger kit runs about $5,000, so we'll see. But for sure I'm gonna be doing the GT-R, finish up that project. The Plasti Dip's coming. But so the whole point of this video was just to let you know, I've had the car for 4 months now. What has been my maintenance cost on it for the last 4 months? And it's only been, I put 1,500 miles on it. Not a crazy lot, like miles. Could easily be a daily driver with consistent oil changes. So oil changes gonna be around about $40. So right now, for about probably I'm gonna do that here in the next month. But I'll have owned the car for about 5 months, and it will have cost me about what is it, like 60, 70 bucks in maintenance, and that's it. So that's not bad. And like I said, the gas is only $30 to fill up every 2 weeks or so. If that, it might even be every 3 weeks. So I'm not spending a whole lot in gas, maybe $40 in gas, and then the small maintenance I've done. So $70 isn't bad for owning a supercar. But yeah, so I hope you found this video helpful, especially if you're thinking about getting a GT-R and you're considering the maintenance. Unlike Lamborghini, where Lamborghini I think it's like every 1,000 miles you plan on putting a quart of oil in it, which that adds up fast with having to use the high oil. It's like $10 a quart. You go 5,000 miles, you're putting $50 worth of oil in it, not including the oil change if you do it yourself, which you're looking at $350. So yearly, just on oil changes and keeping the maintenance up with the oil, it's about $400. So that's saying if you don't drive the car hard or crazy hard. So yeah, you're looking at about $400 in just oil to maintain the Lamborghini Gallardo. So that's why I went with, again, the GT-R. Possibly gonna get a Gallardo here in the next 4 years, still debating. Gonna pay off the GT-R, and then we'll go from there. But as of right now, here, getting off track, but here's the video for the the maintenance and how much I've spent in the last 4 months on my GT-R. So I hope this video was helpful, especially if you're looking at getting a GT-R. Something to consider is when you're trying to buy supercars. Check out the maintenance, how hard it is to do oil changes. that's definitely something you should always keep an eye on, and definitely, you know, try to pay attention to that, because if you plan on doing it yourself, you need to know how much it's going to cost, and if you don't plan on doing it yourself, you need to know how much it's going to cost for the dealer to do it. Like I said, with the Gallardo, you're looking at $500-600, possibly even more, just for an oil change through them. So something to consider. But again, this is Brandon Lechuga. I hope you found this video helpful. If it was, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, if this is your first time watching a video, check out some of my other videos and subscribe. Thank you. Have a good day.